The Denver Nuggets are currently up 3-0 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a margin that no team has ever come back from. And the NBA, they need to look out because the Nuggets are heating up and Jamal Murray is making his return. Now, of course, the three-time MVP, or should be three-time MVP, Nikola Jokic, has been heating up. He had a very good game last night. But Jamal Murray is looking the best we have seen in the playoffs since, of course, that bubble. Michael Porter Jr. did go off last night as well. Classic Michael Porter Jr. game. Just, taking contested fadeaway and 1-3s. Whatever he has to do to get his buckets. Aaron Gordon's been good. Same with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Bruce Brown. Thomas Bryant and Reggie Jackson haven't really been a part of the lineup since coming over at the trade deadline, which has been a bit interesting. Of course, they gave away Bones Highland for next to nothing, which I didn't really like. But overall, this team, they're starting to get their groove down. They're starting to come together. And yeah, they're looking a little bit unguardable right now. Taking a look at some of the regular season numbers. They were first in field goal and three-point percentage. What are you going to do about that? Not much you can do. Second in assist as well. 10th in terms of total points because their pace of play was not that high, which, with their #1 percentages in both categories, it'd be hard to see how they're not the most efficient offense in the league, but only because they have the 20th pace of play and then 6th in points per game this year. Now, should the Joker be winning his third MVP in a row? I referenced this earlier, and I think he should. Right now, he's leading the Nuggets. They're going to be in the second round. He averaged 25, 12, and 10, and this is the season for him. I feel like the Western Conference is wide open. His team is fully healthy for the first time in a long time. 63% from the field, 40% from three, and 1.2 steals per game for the Joker. Right now, it's looking like they're just going to have to pass the Phoenix Suns, who currently look like they're about to go up 3-1 over the Clippers at the time of the recording, 85-81 right now with about 10 minutes left. But the road is wide open. The only thing that he doesn't win his third MVP in a row for would be voter fatigue, which you can't make a legit argument based off that. The Joker should be the MVP, and that's the bottom line. Now, the thing that is scaring the NBA right now. You got a three-time MVP, you got a man who loves every single shot he's ever seen and tends to make them, and you've got Jamal Murray back, averaging 20.2 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds in the regular season. Just had his first 40 bomb of the playoffs, and I have a feeling it will not be his last. 45% from the field, 39% from three in the regular season, just getting heated back up for the playoffs, getting back into the rhythm of things. He's been very good so far. Bruce Brown has been good off the bench all year, averaging 11.2 points, 4.2 rebounds, 3.6 assists, but he has been very good in the playoffs as well, has been a good bench player, really been the glue guy for the Nuggets all year long. Good efficiency, 48% from the field, 37% from three, 1 steal. I mean, he's looking really good out there. And then the man, the myth, the absolute legend, Michael Porter Jr., TikTok's favorite NBA player, 17 a game, 6 rebounds, 1.2 assists. But his efficiency this year, with the level of difficulty on the shots that he takes, is just ridiculous. I mean, he's shooting it 49% from the field, and probably 75% of his shots are heavily contested. 41% from three. I mean, this Nuggets team is just too good. You saw the efficiency numbers. You've seen some of the guys' stats. We'll continue to go through that, but just look at this starting lineup, especially if Jamal Murray's back. And then you got Michael Porter Jr. playing at a level he has never played at before, the three-time MVP, and then two really, really, really good role players, both very elite defenders. They can also knock down the three ball, and Aaron Gordon's having statistically one of the best seasons of his career. On paper, I feel like this is one of the best lineups in the league. Now, the rim protection probably is the big issue. But the only teams that can make him pay, maybe the Suns with DeAndre Ayton. But I feel like Anthony Davis or Jaren Jackson Jr. would be the only two big guys that you would have to protect the rim against. And then you still got Bruce Brown coming in off the bench. Now, they also have some pretty good depth. Still got Jeff Green giving him playoff minutes, even though he's, like 38. I think Charles Barkley was making fun of him the other night on Inside the NBA. But 7.5 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game for Jeff Green. Still kicking it in Denver. Even though, I mean, he's played for about every single team in the NBA at this point in his career. 50% from the field, 27% from three in 20 minutes per game this year. Now, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Aaron Gordon, both of these guys, very key players like I was talking about earlier. Gordon, 16.5 points and 7 rebounds this year, statistically one of the best seasons of his career. Like we said, he's just been the perfect fit alongside of Nikola Jokic, hence why this team is one of the best in the NBA. 58% from the field and 36% from three in 30 minutes for Aaron Gordon. Dude's a monster. And then for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, just a perfect, I mean, I know you had to give up Monte Morris, but a perfect trade for the Nuggets this offseason. 11.6 points, 3.1 rebounds, 2.3 assists per game for the Nuggets this year for KCP, and he shot it very efficiently. 47% from the field, 43% from three, and then 30 minutes a game. Now, really the only guy they got at the deadline was Reggie Jackson. They also brought in Thomas Bryant, but that trade hadn't really panned out. Maybe that one can come to fruition next year, but so far during the regular season, Reggie Jackson averaged 6.5 points and about 3.5 assists per game, but he has not been very much of a factor in their run. I guess they brought him in to play backup point, but you know, if Jamal Murray is going bubble mode and Reggie Jackson is just inefficient, then I guess he's not really going to play. They still got some youth going forward. Christian Brown's actually giving them playoff minutes right now. Ismail Kamagate, you talk about rim protection, that's a guy that could come in and give them some of that. Peyton Watson, Zeke Naji could too as well, I guess. But this is a very young Denver team. Along with these young guys here, really the only older players on the squad is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope at 29. I believe, other than Jeff Green, of course. Okay, he's an outlier. But other than that, there's really no key rotation players older than like 27, which is Jokic. Now the outlook for the rest of this series for the Nuggets and the rest of the playoffs going forward, they got to close out the T-Wolves. Obviously, no team in NBA history has ever come back from a 3-0 series deficit, so I'm not too worried about them not being able to close out the T-Wolves, but they can handle the Suns or the Clippers, I feel like, in 6 games. Like I said, DeAndre Ayton could give them some trouble inside KD, but I feel like Michael Porter Jr. could go blow for blow with KD. I know that's maybe a hot take, but offensively, I feel like MPJ could almost do the same thing, even though he's playing off of Nikola Jokic. They got to be the favorites to come out of the West if Jamal Murray is playing like Bubble Murray. Honestly, if you're looking for a top team between the Celtics or the Bucks, I'd probably want to play the Bucks, especially with their injury problems in the past. Giannis not playing much, and then Chris Middleton, although I'm sure they'd be able to tough it out for the playoffs. And then you got to maybe hope the Lakers on the bottom of the West, because that's the worst team in the bottom that could win it, but then you'd have to deal with AD. So that's kind of a double-edged sword there. Nuggets fans, y'all let me know y'all's dream scenario for the rest of the playoffs. I still think this is a team that could win an NBA championship. I've been saying it all year long. Of course, big men really aren't a problem for them right now, obviously, though, because they're up 3-0 on Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, and the only person giving them trouble really is Anthony Edwards. But between the big three, Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, this Nuggets team is a problem. The NBA is going to be a little bit scared if Bubble Murray has been activated. So with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to the like button and leave me a comment down below if you did enjoy today's video at any point. Let me know how far you think the Nuggets are going to go. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.